All right, you guys, I'm so excited for tonight's training. Just a little about me, and if you've never heard my story before, I'm going to share mine. I'll give Amanda a chance to share hers. But I do want to say first and foremost, we are going to be sharing tips on signing distributors tonight. And I truly believe enrolling distributors is a mindset. It's a mindset shift. And I don't want you to come into these notes thinking that any of this that is shared is off the table for you. All of these things that will be shared, either you can implement into your business or you can tweak to implement into your business. These are things that we have found to be successful from either trying and failing and fixing or learning from someone else, trying, failing, fixing, and getting it right. You know, just all the things. But I don't believe there's like a perfect formula for it. It's just figuring out what works. So we're going to share tonight what works best for us. And truly, I don't care if you've been in the business 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter what stage you're at. If you're wanting to level up with growing your business and distributors, you can, and it's just a choice of a mindset. I know, like, there's been times where I've been in funks and my mindset has been off and my enrollments are lower, but when my mindset is shifted correctly, and just, you know, if you're brand new, I remember my first 3 months in the business, I did not enroll a single distributor. And in those moments, I felt crushed until someone reminded me, hey, you're in planting season, which is what we're going to go into here. But just a little bit about me. I started in this business 5 years ago, this past June, 5 years. And I started solely because someone offered it to me. Truth. I wanted the products for myself, and the person who I was talking to about the product said, hey, you could spend a little bit more and be able to make extra income. I had never even thought of something like this for myself. I didn't even know that direct sales was a thing besides my mom having Tupperware parties that she went to back in the late 2000s, right? Like, I didn't know that this was a thing, right? But I'm a hustler. I'm a hard worker. I like being involved in things and I like free stuff. And I've never been one to say, you know, I can't do that. I've had things that have come my way and made me feel like insecure. But, you know, there's that spirit inside of you that just goes, you know what? No, like, I'm cool enough for this. Like, I could totally do this, you know? And then I signed up, and I just signed up for product. I had no idea what more could come from it, solely besides cheap products and the possibility for free stuff. And I saw quickly that people were replacing their full-time incomes, bringing their husbands home, paying cash for appliances in their brand new houses. And they were doing things that I thought, wow, these people are normal. And I can do that too. So it's the vision behind it that really got me thinking I can really do a lot with this business. And yes, it took me 3 months to sign my first distributor, but in 8 months, I replaced my husband's income. He came home from work. He has been home as a full-time dad for the last 4 years. My daughter only knows her dad being home. That's all she knows. And I'm so grateful for that. I personally did not come home from my profession. I was a full-time stylist and makeup artist up until this last March. So going and taking my business to diamond in 8 months, mind you, I didn't sign my first distributor till 3 months in. I hosted wrap parties, had 2 people come. Nobody signed up. Finally, my first distributor was a longtime friend of my mom's, like, so random, but it worked. But what I was doing in those 3 months is what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. And I'm sure Amanda's going to share too, about like just the planting momentum of it. I wasn't getting results in those 3 months that you could see coming up in my e-suite. But let me just tell you, that handy dandy notebook that I'm going to talk about for potentials was stacked. And all those people that I had really pressed and planted those seeds with, those 3 months, those 90 days where I didn't see something initially, they all eventually joined my business. All of them within that year after. So, you know, this is going to take work, but it's not like it's hard stuff. It's just being patient enough to build your snowball. It is a snowball effect at its finest. And like I said, with the mindset thing, if you can enroll customers, you can enroll distributors too. So again, a little bit into my story some more. I replaced my husband's income He came home. I still worked 40, 60 hours a week doing this business too, leading this business, building in my free time. I would be in the salon 40 hours a week, some days 12-hour days. And when I was out of the salon, I was freelancing, doing hair and makeup on the weekends, doing hair out of the house, you know, all of the things, because I like the hustle, and I knew, like, I was the full-time breadwinner of the family, you know, like that. I had to do all the things, and I made it work. And now the transition from being home and getting to do this full time, I get to do this full time now. It was a transition to know I had my days where I was slam packed busy, but I got it done. And sometimes I think we can have too much time on our hands, and then we don't know what to do with our time. So I say that to say it doesn't matter what you have on your plate. You can build your business enrolling customers and distributors, and not just enrolling like a couple customers and a couple distributors. The month that I promoted to Diamond, I enrolled 12 distributors that month, the month that I promoted, working full time. And then the Diamond charts were much bigger, you know? So you do not need to count yourself out for anything, for anything. All right, I did a live about this in the page the other day, but how many times like I've looked and thought I'm stealing my own joy. Like I'm stealing my own joy and robbing myself of something before it even happens. So as a reminder, don't take the joy away from yourself. You're like, I am setting myself up for success. I want to enroll 5 distributors this month. You can't, I'm just going to shake the screen a little bit. You can enroll more than your steps to success of distributors every month. If that's what you're deciding for, you can. You can, and you can teach people to do that too. It's just the decision to do it. It's not going to take any more hard work than sitting on your bum and wondering how to get it done. It's just doing the things. So let's talk about the things. But before we do that, I want to thank you for being here, one, and taking the time for this, but also let Amanda share some nuggets of her story as well.
Hey guys. All right. So Amanda Davis from North Dakota. I joined in 2014, really struggling hard to even not even pay my bills. Like, you guys, we struggled so bad. Like we were continuously being negative in our bank accounts, and we couldn't even get ahead on anything that we were doing. So I was working full time, going to college, just finished college, graduated for massage therapy, and started doing massages and started working in the salon and working retail. And I'm like, okay, I still can't pay for my bills. Like, why? And my husband is working 2 full-time jobs now at this time. I'm like, something needs to give. We're fighting all the time. We're struggling. We're not having any family time. Like, I don't want to live my life like this. Sierra's starting kindergarten, and I'm not going to see her at all for 7 hours during the day. And at nighttime, I'm probably still going to be working my double shift. So I won't be seeing her until she's fast asleep in her bed. So I was venting to a friend about the company. And 2 months later, after I gathered the money to join, because again, really broke. So I had to sell things to get the $99 to join. And I knew that I could sell at least 2 wraps and make half my money back. So I did that. I sold a wrap to my grandma, and I sold a wrap to my aunt. And in return, I think like 2 weeks later, we had like a launch party, and it was only my grandma and my aunt that came, but they both signed up as customers, and they've been customers ever since. So it's good, right, that when your family supports you, but not all the time is that going to be your situation. My husband has like 10 aunts on his side, and only one of them has ever ordered from us. But that hasn't stopped me, because I've been here for 6 years still. You know, eventually we keep gathering customers. Eventually we keep getting business partners. So I think it was a month and a half into my business, because it was after my launch party, I joined a few ladies and I went to a vendor. And this vendor, I only had 2 of those other wraps left from my kit to sell, and I sold both of them. And then a stranger came up, wanted to, you know, sample some of the products. She turned around and became a customer. And everybody else that I was with, they're like, you just got a customer? How did you do that? I don't know. I just asked her if she wanted to order, and she did. They're like, I've never gotten a customer from a vendor yet. You guys, I didn't have an in-work shirt. I had to borrow one from one of the girls. The only products that I had were the 2 wraps. But that's just showing you that you don't have to have things to do an event. You just have to have your word of mouth and a pamphlet or showing your e-suite on a screen. That's it. So don't hold yourself back because you don't have products. Don't hold yourself back because you don't think that you can get business partners. Don't hold yourself back because you don't think that you can get customers. The only way that you're not going to get those is if you don't ask. That is the only way that you will not grow, is if you don't ask. So at a very, very early stage of my business, I found out that I just have to be an ask hole. I have to literally ask every single day for people to become customers or distributors, or I'm not going to go anywhere in this business. And that's okay to be an asshole, right? Because I hope I'm saying that right. I hope it sounds like I'm saying it correctly and not the other way. But you have to put yourself out there in order to grow your mind, in order to grow intentionally, and to grow in your business. So what I do when I started, I definitely started asking more, and I started to do some more events. And we started to do online parties on Facebook. And at that time, there wasn't any cool features like there is now. But you guys, over time, you know, you listen to the top leaders, you pick up tips on what they're doing. You listen to Pam Souter on the Monday night, on the Monday night Zoom. You guys know what I'm talking about. Holy
Show
cow.
me the money.
Show me the money call. Why did I space that one out? Good
Which,
grief.
by the way, used to have to, like, we called in.
You'd have to dial in, and you don't get to see anybody. We went to Arizona for an event once, and for the family call, we're driving home, and we still put it on our cell phones to listen in. You know, even if I'm on an airplane, or even if I'm traveling, even if I'm at my parents' house, I'm still going to tune into these calls because I hear something that clicks in somebody else's story. And then I heard Jade Hooper. And you guys, we all know who Jade Hooper is. She's just a phenomenal top leader in our company who gives no bull. Like, she gives it straight. She tells you the truth. And I remember sitting in my garage, and wasn't even an emerald at that time. I was barely, you know, getting my ruby continuously. And I'm like, okay. She had a live one night, and I'm listening in. And I'm like, Lord, if she can do this, then I too can do this. Show me the steps that I need to take, and I will do them. Show me the way, and I will do it. And I kept praying, and I kept praying, and I kept putting in the work. The only thing that sets people apart from success and failure is the work. That's it. That's the only thing that puts us different, is the work. She worked harder. She asked more, right? She was asking more people. She recently did, I think it was a Zoom or a YouTube video with her team. And she's like, you guys, I get 10 distributors every single month because that's my goal. And I'm like, okay, dang. Like, my goal of like 3 or 4 is like cool, but 10 every single month? Now that is what I want to do. So she just, you know, there's so many top leaders that will trick something or flip something in your brain and be like, aha, that's exactly what I can do. So I'm going to start implementing that one. And then no door to door, right? There's absolutely no door to door that we have to do. We physically can do this in our PJs, laying in the bed, sick as a dog, in the hospital, right? At the nursing home next to our grandparents, or at a funeral, heaven forbid, right? But the thing is this fits in wherever you need it to fit in. I'm at a birthday party right now with my family. I've already watched her do all her fun stuff. We wished her happy birthday. I got to hop on the Zoom. These are the moments that we work for. And I cannot thank God enough for putting this business in my life, especially at the time that he did, because gosh, we were struggling really, really bad. And over the course of the last 6 years, you guys, we have changed everything, but it's only because I continue to say yes every single day. I continue to put myself out there every single day. All right, you're gonna have to shut me up or I'm gonna keep going, Maddie.
No, you're fine. It's good. But why, it's good to just talk like this because it's really just the vision. It's the vision for saying, dang it, I want more and other people want more too. And who am I to sit here and not give that to somebody? Y'all, there's people who are just like you, who needed this, just like you need this, who you still need this, you know? And the efforts that you're putting in for the reasons why you're doing this, right? Step it up for not just you and your babies and your family and their future, but there's people who need you. People who need you. And like the Jade Hooper says, there's yous of the world who need you to stand up, right? What we do, you guys, is so simple. The hardest part is not robbing yourself of the simplicity of the joy and to enjoy the journey. Like, we talk to people. We're going to share, we're about to just get into the tips. We're just rapid fire here, so we're not on here too long, but like truly, you could say anything. Hey, would you benefit from making some extra income? I think you would be amazing at what I do. You could say anything. It's just doing something to get that ask. And of course, we're going to share what works well for us. But these have been trailblazers who's done it ahead of us as well, who've shared these tips for us, right? And if there weren't those there, you would still find a way to do it if you wanted it bad enough. So I'm just going to encourage you that the goal that you set for the month of October, November, December to end out your year, do not rob yourself of that, sister. Do not rob yourself of that. Let's make our minds up to go get it, because there's nothing no more special on the inside of me, on the inside of Amanda, on the inside of the top 10, besides just how much they apply themselves. And can you make it work no matter what schedule you have? You can. I know all of us, I don't care if you have the craziest life, you run a circus for a living, and you work part-time at the department store. I don't care what you have going on. When you pick up your phone, you're going to scroll social for a smidge. You're going to check your notifications. It's easy, 10 to 15 minutes that could be used to do the things that we're about to talk about, okay? So let's just dive right into it. Amanda, if I was sitting with you, bird's eye view for a week, what does it look like for you to build your business, enrolling distributors and creating prospects for distributors?
All right. So number one is posting. I definitely put out my story, and then I put in a call to action at the end of my story saying, you can get started with me too, either for a promotion price or for the regular pricing, and then it just invites them and lets them know, hey, like, either she's got a business code or she's got a discount that she can offer, or heck, it's even only $99 to get started. Like, why not?
Now, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. When you say you share your story, what does that mean?
So I share my personal story on why I got started with the business, what I do with the business, and where it has let me go, or what it has allowed me to do, and then where I want to go with it. So it's giving them the envision. Okay, she started there. Okay, she did this. Oh, but she wants to go here. Man, I want to do that too. So it gives them the opportunity and the vision to put themselves in that situation. Like, okay, I've been there. I want to do that. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to go there. So those three things, like key for your story, definitely gives the other person that permission for them to dream for themselves. So it's not only sharing my story, right? But it's sharing a story that it can be somebody else's. So posting definitely is number one.
And I just want to piggyback off something real quick about posting, because Amanda, if you go to her page, she does such an amazing job at taking her story and breaking it up into, hold on just a quick moment and I'll answer you. She takes a good job at taking her story and breaking it down into layers and using each one of those layers as a post in itself. So she's taking not just, I joined the business because we were struggling and I wanted this. It's like, I get to spend time with my daughter. I get to have, my coffee on the side porch in the back deck and be talking to people on my phone. I get to do this while I'm hanging out in my kitchen making my morning frappuccino and loving what I do. I get to do this while I pick my daughters up from school. Like, it's relating to someone in all kinds of aspects of life. And I think it's important to talk about. Would you say that you get a lot of likes and comments from people who are not in the business?
Not necessarily. No, I really don't. And that's the point too of it. Like, just because you're putting it out there, don't expect for it to just blow up. But
Mhm.
that's the thing. Just because it didn't blow up doesn't mean people aren't seeing it. It
Right.
doesn't mean that people aren't reading it and they're like reevaluating their own life and they're thinking about putting themselves in that situation. Um, so I just noticed that my dad like has duct tape over his camera. Side note, sorry, squirrel. I'm like, what? Anyway,
No, you're fine. And just to do another thing about posting, it's a consistency thing. It honestly, like, I want you to when we talk about posting, and you're going to go into this and you're going to start writing your story. If you need inspiration on that, go to Amanda's page, go to my page, go to Pam Souter's page and find top leaders and look at the way they're sharing their story. It's copying the right cat, and there's no problem with that. And I didn't mean to rhyme like that, but hey, like, copy the right cat. There's no problem. I promise you the people who are watching your Facebook are not the same people who are watching mine, who are watching Amanda's. They're just not. And it's just remove entirely that you're going to get people signing up in your team from liking your post and commenting. It is such a rare and small percentage of the people who like and comment that will, like, it just doesn't happen that way, because people don't want to publicly put it out there that they're struggling. They don't want to do it. But here's what happens when you go to message them, or maybe you've talked to them already about the product and they see that post. They're going to be like, oh, now I'm hitting the feels. Now I get what she's talking about. And that post is that reminder for them. Or they see that post and they don't think of it for themselves at all. They totally count themselves out. But then when you go into that next piece of making that ask, they're going to be like, wow, she considers me as someone that's going to be good at this. They're not going to like, they're not going to comment. They're not going to do it because they're afraid, right? We all were when we got started. So knowing that, put up your post to cast that vision for people so they can see where you're going. It doesn't matter if you're there. No one cares if you're there right now. No one cares that I went diamond my first 8 months of my business. They care where we're going. They want to follow someone who's going somewhere, right? Okay, so is there anything else you want to say on posting before you go into your next thing?
No, well, yes, I do. Okay, so start sharing your story. And just because you're not getting likes or comments, again, it doesn't mean that they're not seeing it. But look at it this way. If you keep sharing different parts of your story, maybe your first story is not going to touch base with somebody, but maybe the fifth time you share a new piece of your story, they're going to be like, whoa, hold the brakes. Okay, that right there, that's what I want. So share all of your story, not in one post, but share all of your story over time every single day and add a new piece to it. Maybe you're at home working. Maybe the next day you're with, like Angelina, working from the pool. Maybe you're like Maddie, and talking about how because of the situation of this year, now she's working from home full time. These stories are evolving over time, and that's what people can relate to because life evolves over time. And now also, just because somebody might be interested the first week or first time you put up your post, right? Maybe that third time that you share a different part, they're going to think, whoa, okay, now I know people who will do this too because they're in that situation too. So not only are they looking at it for themselves, but they're looking for it for their friends, their family, their sisters, their brother. They're like, maybe I'm not interested, but my cousin keeps hollering that he don't have no damn money. Maybe this would be good for that, right? So don't take the no likes, no comments to heart because people are seeing it. How many times do we scroll and not like or comment on other people's? But we read it. They're doing it to yours too, right, Ange? I've been there too. A million times. We don't always like or comment on things, but it relates to us. So another one too about posting, look at other top leaders and how they're doing it as well. And if you like how they laid it out, copy it, tweak it up, add your story into it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like Matt said, copy the right cat and tweak it to make it fit you. Because if you found a spark in that, somebody else is going to too.
And I think we need to say this too, you guys. You're going to go to my page. You're going to go to Amanda's page. You're going to go to Heather's page. You're going to go to a top leader's page that inspires you. And you're going to look at their page and you may, and if you do this, I just want to let you know, sister, it's normal, but we're going to shake this feeling. You're going to may come to their page and go, oh my gosh, they're so confident. They have it all put together. Of course they can write these things. Like, of course, I'm not that confident. Stop. Stop. They are taking something that has been poured into them, whether that's through self-development, whether it's someone who told them, I believe in you, you got this. And they got the fire and they put that into words to give other people vision of inspiration. So the same way that you're looking at that post going, oh my gosh, how does she have the confidence? Put the cape of confidence on. It is on the rack. Go pick it up and put her on and make the post about all the things that are big, that are exciting for you, that make you a little bit timid to put that out there, because it's like vulnerability to share that stuff. It's like putting your heart flat on the table, risking all the emotional biscuits. But do it. Do it. Okay? If you want people to see themselves with you in these shoes, that they're not thinking to themselves, oh, they're just too big to fill. Be the one who puts out the positive stuff. Be the one who shows up and shares their vision, because it's not about like what someone's thinking about you. It's not about that. Like, we cast vision for people, and you're going to cast vision for people through your post, the things that you aspire to do in this business. You want to go Ruby and get $500 a month for your family? Why? Talk about those things. Why? Talk about that vision and casting it behind it. How Amanda poured the vision to you, how I'm pouring the vision to you. And it's maybe making you feel empowered. It's the same transfer of emotional empowerment straight to your prospects, straight to your market, straight to your potential. So they feel that empowerment too. And it says it in the Bible, people without vision will perish. So it's more than just, you know, putting up a Thermophyte X post, just posting a picture of your coffee and then sharing memes and then asking someone to join your team. It's not that they'll not join your team because you do those things, but they're highly more likely to see themselves going for bigger things than just the average, normal, in the box fit if you're the one leading the way for that vision of more for them. So anywho, before I get sidetracked, okay. Posting, it's so important. It's so important. And you're going to get better at it. Like, don't think you're just going to have everything perfect. I think we can overcomplicate how we think about posting. Really keep it simple. Talk about where you're going and why you're here. Where you're going, why you're here. Give some empowerment. If you needed some empowerment that morning and you want to give some love to another sister, like, hey, I can do this. You can do this. I'm nobody special. I'm just here to make a different life for my family. That's relatable. And it's not always about $500 a month. People can relate to having an extra $20 to spend at the grocery store to get fancy cleaning supplies that you can share with them that you sold a coffee sample, and you can get the fancy cleaning supplies at the store. And there's a mom who's having to pull from envelopes and can't get the fancy cleaning supply, that has to get the cheap stuff and dilute it down or make her own. And she just wants to get the method cleaner from Target because it smells so good and it says it's really safe for the floors. Like, you know, but like, you're giving someone options. So it's really just the small stuff. Don't be ashamed to share the small stuff. That stuff is big. It's really big. And whether you've gotten your first $500 yet in this business, talk about what you will do with that. Again, that's that vision of someone seeing where you're going and why you're here, and they can again put themselves in your shoes. And I know it can be vulnerable to do that, but you're here to impact people. You're here for a reason. Okay, so now that we've done posting, I will give a moment at my desk, and something that I do as well is I put in my stories along with posting on a daily basis opportunity slides. I make them very simply. Going into my Instagram, I actually have a video on my YouTube that you can go look. It's like 3 minutes long about how to post into your stories for the opportunity, using your own photos, using the things that are already in Instagram, very basic, but consistently putting in there day in and day out that this business is an option for people. I want to give you an analogy. It's like if you are sitting at your couch and you see a commercial for Burger King. And they have this most delicious Whopper sandwich you've ever seen in your life. Like the flames coming off of it, the juices are sweating, and you're like, man, that burger looks good. You're not necessarily going to call Burger King, ask them how much it cost, how many calories, what are the ingredients, but you're going to remember that burger. And the next time you're going through the Burger King drive-thru, they're going to have that sign up for that burger, and you'll be like, man, I saw that commercial for that burger like 4 times last week. I think I'm just going to try it. It's the same way. It's the same way, right? You're putting up that post. It's just that reminder. You're putting it up in your stories day in and day out. They're going to start seeing it, and they're not going to look at you and go, I wonder what she does. You know, like they're going to see that you're inviting people to take part in this business with you on a daily basis. All right. So posting to your stories, and not just using those slides that are stills and pictures. Show yourself. Get your video on. Get your selfie video life on. It is uncomfortable at first, but gosh darn it, like let's just get okay with being uncomfortable. Let's just get okay with being uncomfortable. I'm going to go right into something that I was going to share later, but I think it's really valuable. I'm reading this book for like the 3rd time. It's called There Is More by Brian Houston, who's the leader of Hillsong Church, the lead pastor there who started church. And I don't know what your faith is, but I think this is a valuable message no matter what. It's Romans 5:1-5. Having been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ, through whom we also have access by faith into his grace in which we stand. I'm going to pause. We have access to all the glory by faith. Did you know that? It says in the Bible. Just by faith. Just by faith. Borrow mine. Hold on, baby. You're okay. It's just a video game for just a moment, okay? Borrow my faith. Borrow Amanda's faith. Borrow the faith in the company that we're going to be sponsoring and changing lives and helping 1,000 people go Ruby. It's going to happen. It's happened over and over. People come to this business and they make money and they have success and they help people and they change their life. The proof is all here. I don't think we need more facts. It's just faith. And you have to have the faith on that, and then you get access to everything. So I'm going to keep going because this is good too. And rejoice in hope of the glory of God. And not only that, but also glory in the tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance. And you guys, does it take work? Is it uncomfortable? Is it growing pains? Abso-freaking-lutely. But can we just have glory of the tribulation, have glory for the growth, have glory for the stuff that's uncomfortable, because you're like, I'm uncomfortable right now, but darn it, I am doing the thing. I am doing the things because I set out to, right? And I've just got my head on it. I'm going to put faith behind it. I'm doing the things. I'm supposed to feel uncomfortable. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. Full permission. Okay, so Amanda, I'm going to give it back to you. What is something else at your desk that you do?
So I'm going to just reiterate one more thing too with the posting, because it goes hand in hand with this next one. Again, no likes, no comments, that's fine. Because the minute that you message somebody and ask them to join you or want more information, what are they going to do? They're going to go to your profile. So you best believe that you better be telling your story every single day. And if you're not telling your story, if you're not talking about these products, when you go to message somebody about joining, they're going to look at your profile and be like, well, is this chick even serious? She don't talk about it. Like, where's her story? Where's her products? I don't understand why she's messaging me, right? So be loud and proud, because in that aspect, not only are we putting up a post about our story, but we're also doing it because when we message somebody, 8 times out of 10, they go straight back to our profile to find out, what is it that she's doing? Let me find out how I can connect to them. Yeah, hang on. How can I connect to them? How can I really do what she's doing? So messaging, making an ask poll of ourselves about the business. We are not going to know, and we cannot prejudge people. Just like with customers, we can't spend their money, right? So just because we can only afford one product doesn't mean our neighbor can't afford 10, right? So don't spend the money for them. So don't prejudge somebody on joining. Definitely go and message them and ask them, hey, would you be interested in some, and Maddie just put in some awesome scripts in there into the chat. So save those, message them and just ask. So another thing that I do on growing my team is host a post. Host a post for business partners. I just had a new friend add me after she messages me, and I didn't see her comment on a PDT host a post right away. So then she messaged me right away and sent me a message and said, hey, girl, I'm in a position where I can't work right now. My husband is having surgery really soon. I need to find something that I can work from home and make some cash. So I'm like, girl, I got you. It's only $39 to get started. You get coffee samples. You can turn around and make $140 back. So we've been talking back and forth today. She's really excited. She's like, let me talk to my husband first, and we'll go from there. So host a post. Don't just do host a post for customers. Start doing host a post for distributors, because that has truly helped me this year grow my team without having to reach out to people and ask. They're already coming to that post because they're intrigued from it already. And then they go and I send them a friend request. Then they go to my profile, right? And they're seeing my story because I put it up daily. They're seeing one of the products or 3 because I post about them daily. They're seeing a results picture. So then they're relating themselves to the business for either product wise or business wise. So definitely we got to do all the things for it to come in a full circle, and not, everything that I do is not perfect and won't be exactly what somebody else needs to do to grow their business, right? What I do to grow my business is not what Jade Hooper does to grow her business. And she's, a top income earner, right? But what I do is still helping me grow my business. So
let me pause you, because I think it's not that they're different by method, but the intention of the result is the same.
Right.
The intention is to have the conversation about the business in any way, shape, or form. Whether that's somebody messaging from a host to post, you put up a host to post, or someone put up a host to post for you, you ask them. It's like she said, you're going to find so many ways to do it. It's just getting to do it. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Right. So Pam Souter said the other day, people don't care how long it took you to go somewhere. People don't care how long you've been in the business. People really don't care where you are in the business. They just care on how you share on where you want to go, because they see themselves wanting to go there too. That's it. So your story is so important for all of these things. And then always asking posts. Another one that I do for growing my team is I ask my customers, if they've been a customer for 3 months, 6 months, a year, I'll message them and say, hey, I know you like the products. I know this product is your absolute favorite. Would you be interested in making some extra cash and becoming a distributor? You can upgrade at any time, and I would love to share how I make coffee sample cash on a daily basis. So asking your customers, and they could even be enrolling today, and you say, before I put in this order, I would be doing a disservice without asking you, would you be interested in making some cash while using these products? Okay. And then self-development is another thing that truly does help me grow my business with distributors, because like we said earlier, we don't always feel comfortable doing these things. We don't always feel comfortable sharing our stories, or even messaging more than 20 people a day to join our team. But what we can do is we can fix our mindset to where we grow to be comfortable in doing it, to where we grow ourselves and say, you know what? I really don't care if they say yes or no anymore. I don't care, because I know the more I ask, the more yeses I will get down the road, and those yeses will be the ones who really, really want it. And a no is just, a not right now, either life situations, financial situations, or a life trauma happened, right? And they're like physically not able to give it their all and not wanting to do it, which is okay. So really those are the only things that I do on a weekly basis or a monthly basis on growing my business. It's live videos are another one, right? I reach more people. And again, it don't matter if they're liking or commenting on it, because I can get 2 likes with 250 views. So people are watching it. They don't have to like or comment to know that they're watching you. So lives, post to post, self-development, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. It could be somebody you talked to last year. It could be somebody you talked to yesterday, somebody you talked to last week. follow up.
Yes.
And then posting and asking your customers. Those are the 6 things that I do almost continuously on a day-to-day basis to continue to grow my business.
Thank you, Amanda. So good. So good. And, you know, I'm going to share a few things too, but it's going to be very similar to what Amanda shared. Before I go into the next thing, I want you guys to utilize the chat here and let me know, how many distributors do you want to bring into your business in October? How many new distributors do you want to bring on? And remember, if you're not at Ruby yet, your goal is Ruby. That's 3 distributors on your team. And also, new distributors that join this month can get a $300 cash bonus for hitting Ruby. How many people do you want to look at or talk to on Messenger or FaceTime and say, girl, you get to earn a $300 cash bonus this month? How many people do you want to put that fire inside of too this month? So let me look at this. Yes, 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 yes. And everything above 3 makes me really excited because I want to see you push yourself. Some of you guys are not in my direct downline, and I am so fired up for you to find that win of flow where you're like, I am confident because I am helping people. I'm putting myself pedal to the metal. I'm helping people. I'm putting this out there. And Amanda said something that was really crucial is I don't even care what they say back. And that's not like a I don't care, like I don't care about my business. It's that mental shift of taking the burden off of you. If they say yes or no, it's not up to you if they say yes or no to this business, but it is up to you to ask. And I promise you, if you don't ask them, someone else is going to come along that says, I see something in you, and I believe that you would be great at this too. And they're going to be like, wow, you see that in me? Me? Thank you. Thank you. Right? You're gifting somebody. And again, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's the ask. Because the truth of the matter is, it's just a numbers game. People are people, but you don't know what someone's going to say. And I want to give you an analogy. If you're on my team, you've heard this before, is I want you to imagine that you have a pond. You just got a property and you got your own fishing pond, right? But it has no fish in it. There's no fish in this pond. You've got to put fish in the pond. And you have to catch your dinner out of that pond. If you want to go out and fish and catch your dinner, and your bait is your follow-up message, your post, it's the same bait that we all use. But asking people if they're interested puts them in your pond. Do you want to go out and fish in a pond of 10 people? A pond of 50 people? Or would you rather go and fish to a pond of 1,000 people of fish? And you throw out that line, a lot more are going to bite the more fish that are in your pond. Now I say that, do not expect yourself to get 5,000 fish in your pond in one day. It takes that day in and day out, not 8 hours on your phone. I'm not telling you to sit in front of your screen for 8 hours a day, but I'm telling you can find the pockets to make that KPI list get done and to get up that post and to send out those messages to get people to get into your pond. That's what all it is how many fish can you put in your pond? The more fish you have in your pond, when you throw out your bait, when you send that follow-up message, who's going to bite? You don't know who's going to bite. You don't know which fish is hungry that day. You don't know which one wants the bait. You don't know how long they've gone without food. You have no idea. Some may not be hungry. But I would sure as heck rather go out and have more opportunities with more people to come in and say yes than be looking at the same 10 fish and wondering why they're not jumping, right? Okay, so it's not up to us what someone says back, but I want you to really think about why you do this business. What in the world did you sign up for? I know you signed up because someone asked you and someone, told you about it, but truly, like, what was it on that heart, baby, that like skipped the beat and gave you that flutter of hope? What is it you're here for? And Amanda said it, not every day are we gonna feel motivated, but your reason why sure as heck be big enough to motivate you to send out that message to ask that mom if she would benefit from extra income because you think she would be great at this, because you see that she's on social media at least an hour a day, and what a disservice to not bless her with this opportunity. You don't know her work ethic. You don't know how hungry she is. You don't know if she's willing to stay up late and work her tail off to provide for her family so that, you know, she can have a better relationship with her spouse. You don't know what someone's situation is. We're approaching Christmas time, you guys. Christmas time. How many people go and pick up that third shift to still put their Christmas on a credit card? How many people? Do you want to be able to say to that mama, you get to buy Christmas for your babies this year, not put it on a credit card, and buy Christmas presents for your entire extended family and not feel the guilt? I know it's not all about the gifts, and I know it's not all about the money, but when you can feel not a financial burden by doing something that your heart sings for, that's special.
It gives you a sense of peace. It really gives you the sense
Really
of, it's that mentality of, wow, like, and like Maddie said, it's not about the gifts or the finance, like money situation. It's how you feel peacefully and emotionally about being able to do that. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And
Can
listen,
I share too? This is personal to me. I remember 2 years ago, I had $0. $0. I couldn't even get my kids anything from Dollar Tree. And it's not about the presents, but it's the memories that you build when you see their faces when they open those gifts. So, and me not sharing that part, the vulnerability, the anguish of having to say, I'm sorry, boys, I couldn't do it. Because of this, I was able to get the bonuses. I paid for Christmas in cash. I paid for their gifts in cash. You know, so it's not about the gifts. It really isn't. And it's like I heard in the Jocelyn Yates video, Amanda, thanks. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but it's a way of getting, you know, it's a resource that God provides for us. You know, we're not money hungry. We don't go for the richness. We go for the wealth. So I wanted to share that because that hit home for me. I'm a mom of 4 boys. And I went from Jersey to Pennsylvania. So when people say that it's a scam, tell your story. Share the bad times, because guess what? They might have missed your life from last week, but I have so many bad times. Like, you guys, I have a whole cabinet of file, you know, where I can just like pull at the heartstrings, because it's not about, you know, manipulating. It's about opening up and sharing, you know, the bad times, because I have the superpower of granting that mom hope. She doesn't have to stay where she is right now. So.
exactly. And do you hear that vulnerability that was just shared? You guys, it's just that. It's just that. It's not easy unpacking things that are your fuel to your fire. I mean, I really struggled growing up, and I don't want my family to have the fear of losing their stability and having to hop home from home like I did. So you know what? I will decide to put my big girl pants on, because what I desire for my family, which is just being here, enjoying them, and not having the financial stress of enjoying freaking life, that matters to me. And when I started my business, I'm telling you the same things that were told to me. Just send out the messages and ask people. The more people you ask, the more wins you get. It's not about who says no, it's about who says yes. And you're building your dream team, and you're surrounding yourself with the vision of why you're doing this, and you're just giving that gift to somebody else. And if you keep pressing at it, the people who are meant to be with you will be with you. And they're going to be so thankful that you stood up to that small little voice that said, don't send that message. You're going to look silly. Don't go post that post. They're going to make fun of you. That voice, push it down and do it anyways. The voice will be there. And that's your protection system going, oh gosh, she's doing something uncomfortable and she may not get instant gratification of approval for that. Ooh, we need to protect her. No, your instant gratification is that we're going to enjoy the tribulation of putting our foot down and saying, I'm going for this, and I'm going to bring people along the way who are doing it with me. Yes, I think it's important to say you're going to have a few occasional small chance people who tell you this is a scam, who tell you this is a pyramid scheme, who tell you that you're scamming people. You guys, I'm sorry, if I was a scammer, I would be way richer, way faster. Like, I'm just saying. And those people are keyboard warriors who sit at their home, who spend way too much time. And Jade Hooper shared the statistic that the amount of people who talk about direct sales in a negative way is less than 1% of the world's population. Less than 1%. Do not, sister, let less than 1% of this world stop you from changing your world and all the others around you. Not the less than 1%. So here is what I do to generate conversations about the business for my business. For one, a notebook, a cheap $5 notebook where you can be writing down the names of every single person you talk to when you start applying these skills. Every single person you talk to, you can put their name in the notebook. And also get yourself a planner, a calendar. When someone says, I can do it, I just don't have the money right now. No worries. I understand. I had to save up the money too, is what I tell people. When will you have the money so I can save your spot? And you save their spot and you get back with them, right? So here's what I do to build my business through distributors. I know some people are going to say, oh, I just posted the perfect post and people messaged me. It doesn't happen for me like that. Maybe 5 people out of the whole entire year will message me from a post. I reach out to them. And I have no shame in my message game. Do I get a little nervous sometimes? Absolutely. But I do it anyways. I fight the fear and it works really well. So I send out messages just saying, hey, I think you would be great at what I do. Would you benefit from extra income? Hey, I'm curious. I wanted to ask. I wanted to see if you'd be interested in making some extra income. I'm looking for some hardworking, self-motivated people, and I just wanted to ask. Figured it didn't hurt. I shared some things into the chat. You can also save the chat. I'm going to put these in the notes too. But I just simply asked the question, and I will use that to someone maybe I've talked to about the products already, and I'll just say, hey, by the way, would you benefit from making some extra income? Or maybe I've never talked to them at all. I will straight up ask, and I know some people don't train this way. They tell you to, marinate with them for a year before you send them a message. Or somebody may tell you, oh, you just shouldn't message people just out of the blue. Well, sister, I'm trying to change lives here, and I guess you're just not my people. And that's okay. I love you anyways. Thank you for your time. Like, you're going to have people who tell you, oh, just don't message people. My life was changed because someone offered this to me. So I message people and I don't look twice about it. Again, it's not up to me if they say yes, but I'm so thankful when I offer it to them, and that builds your potentials list. So just in a nutshell, say you wake up tomorrow morning, you're like, okay, I want to start messaging people for the business. I'm going to take these message ideas that Maddie's giving me. Don't go just message every Ann Sally that's on Facebook who isn't your Facebook friend. But if they're your friend on Facebook, you have permission to ask them if they would benefit from this. If they're a follower on your Instagram, you have permission to ask them if they would benefit from this business. The worst that they could say is no. And I promise you, y'all, if they read the message, they saw it, and now they're watching your page. They're scoping you out. They're like, I wonder what she's doing. Is she really into that? Like, what's this thing? Oh, that sounds crazy. People don't really make money from their phone. Oh, next week, oh, she's making money from her phone. Oh, she just got $40 from selling that coffee. Oh, I guess it really does work. Oh, and then you're going to message them again, maybe to put up a post for you. And then you're going to be like, hey, by the way, would you benefit from some extra income? You just put up that post for me, but you could be doing this too. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I've been watching you for a little bit. I know you messaged me about it a couple weeks ago, and I just had to watch you for a while. That happens. Totally happens. So our biggest piece of business is people, you guys, and it does take time, but here's something too that I want you to understand is it's a numbers game. It truly is a numbers game, and you will find your number ratio, and we cannot control what people say back to us. And I'm going to get a little hot and red and intense here, but this is the truth. This is the facts. If you will have your number ratio, you will find it for yourself. I want you to find it for yourself of how many people do I need to send messages to get responses back? how many people. You'll go and send, let's say you go send 20 messages and you get 3 responses back immediately. Okay, 20 to 3. So if I want to get 10 conversations rolling today, I've got to do at least that times whatever. I did really awful math there. I'm not going to go back. You get my drift. You'll find your number ratio, and that will be your input of control. If you're like 1 for 10, I send 10 messages asking people if they would benefit from this business, if they have want to make additional income in their extra time. If I ask 10 people, I'll get 1 person to come back to me and say they want more info. All right, so I know every 10 people I'm going to get 1. That is your control factor. That's your control factor. Your goal is to fill up your potentials log. Again, the actions that you take now are not only going to be paying off in your business for the next couple weeks to come. We are going into the biggest season in our business come January. And I don't know about y'all, but I am getting my pond stocked with hungry fish. Hungry fish. So when we have the peak at the beginning of the year, my pond will be jumping, and I want yours to be jumping too. So know your ratio. Get bold. Get hungry with it. Get passionate about it. Like, man, I want to change. I want to help 10 people go Ruby by the end of this year. So I want to help as many people as I can become a potential with me. And all I've got to do to get those people on my potentials list is just ask. That's it. That's really the factor. Okay. And then once you get them on your potentials list, it's just the follow-up. But remember, we don't know how long it's going to take someone to sign up. I signed up someone in the business who I've literally been talking to for a solid year, checking in. Did I get left on red sometimes? Absolutely. She probably didn't have the gonads to tell me that she was broke and struggling. But when she was finally ready, I was still that person that was popping up in her inbox saying, I believe in you. You can do this. Come on and do this with me. So we never know how long it's going to take somebody. You could talk to someone from a host to post and they could sign up right then. You could talk to someone who was who you were talking to about being a customer for Thermophyte. And that's another thing is when you're talking to your customers, add in the business opportunity. It's not going to take away from your customer sale. I think we can wrap our brains around, oh, I'm just so excited to get this customer in. I don't want to miss out on this sale. We've been talking for like 30 minutes and it's been going so well. Oh, I'm scared to add something else in the mix. Right before you get them signed up, let them know, hey, I just want to let you know, we can get you started as just a customer and you can get the great discount. But if you're interested in making some extra income too, we can get you signed up as a distributor. It's just a little bit more. That's why I joined and I'm here 5 years later, is because someone said that to me. That's the only reason. So knowing that, and if I didn't want to be a distributor, I would have still got the product. Right? So add that to your ask. You're already talking, if it would make you feel more comfortable to solely message people about the products and then add in the business, you can do that too. But don't shy away from just getting so excited about that Thermophyte customer that you don't offer them the opportunity as well. They may get the Thermophyte and the opportunity, like they might get both. And I know that you desire to build your dream team, and that's why you're here. You're going to attract the people who are meant to be a part of your business because you show up as the person you want to be a part of your business. If you want to look at 3 months ahead of now, the work you do is what's going to pay you 3 months ahead of now. The work that I did the first 3 months into my business when I built a potentials log that was 300 people long in my first 3 months of my business to take me to diamond in 8 months was filling all those names up before I got paid for it. I didn't make paycheck for every person that I asked and every person that's like that I was talking to, but it snowballed. So what are you going to do about the choices that you've made? I'm telling you guys, it's literally your mindset deciding that you want what you want and you're going to go get it. And Maddie and Amanda told me that as long as I just ask people and I share my story and I get vulnerable and I have faith and I repeat that process each day, I'm going to be successful. And you are. But we are our own worst critics. So again, we have shared some goodness here. There are scripts in the comments, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If it's not meant for somebody, it's not meant for them. But you will find your people along the way of literally just asking Everybody. Just asking everybody. Someone could look like their life is perfect to a T. You don't know what kind of credit card debt they're living with. You don't know what kind of mortgage payment they're facing. If the pandemic I can't say that word. If the thing affected their work and all of their security went away, what would they do? What would they do? They would want to have a backup plan. So why would we not offer this to literally everyone? Everyone. Someone doesn't have to have a large monthly requirement to run this business. I run my business for free every single month. I cannot hear that this costs too much to run every month. Totally free. So I know that someone can come in, whether they have perfect clothes, perfect hair, have all the money in the world. They're not here because they have perfect clothes, perfect hair, and have all the money in the world. They're here because they need a change and they need an opportunity and they need you to show them the way. And whether you know what that way looks like yet or not, you're going to figure it out. You're going to find that way and you're going to be the voice for the people who are just like you. So the steps to take to fill your potentials log, to go ruby, to go emerald, to go diamond, it's just being willing to show up and put yourself out there and not expect an instant gratification to get you there. You have to trust the testimony. You have to trust the tribulation and have faith and joy in it. That even that if you're not getting the result right now, because it's the truth of the matter. And we're going to wrap this up here, but the truth of the matter is you're going to make that decision tonight of how many distributors that you want to enroll during the month of October. You're going to make the decision of what that goal is for you. And if you are not yet Ruby, again, that goal for you is Ruby. It's 3 people coming onto your team, and you're going to speak that same life into them. Hey, sister, I believe in you. You can go Ruby this month and get a $300 cash bonus. And you're going to speak that life into them, and you're going to show them the way with the vision that you have, and they're going to do the exact same thing following your lead. So whether you know exactly what that picture looks like right now, you're not going to know. You're not going to know. You're just now launching yourself to enroll distributors. I am so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. But please, sister, buckle up. Buckle up and don't get out of your seat just yet. You've got work to do. And it's good work. It's the joy of the tribulation. Like I said, it's filling that pond. So when you go and you cast your net, how many fish are going to jump? More and more each day. If you added 5 names to your potentials log for the next 90 days, that would be 450 potential distributors on your potentials log list. And they're not all going to wait for 90 days. Some are going to pop quickly. Some are going to pop in a couple weeks. Some may not join you until 2025, but that's just how some people are. But I'm telling you, 5 people a day for the next 90 days would be a notebook full of names of people who you planted a seed with, who are now seeing your post, who are getting hope, who are getting vision, who are getting inspired for more through you. Because you were bold enough to say, I don't give a crap if I feel crazy. I don't give a crap if I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. But I know there's people who've done it before me. I know that I can. And I know people need this. And I'm not going to sit on my selfish little stool. And I'm not going to wallow in how to do it. I'm just going to go out there and do the things and figure it out. It's so simple, you guys. It's so simple. And if you need someone to tell you that they believe in you, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care how long you've been in this business. I believe in you. I believe in you. You are here for a reason. Someone prayed for you to be here, to make an impact. You didn't join this to play small ball. You didn't join this just for a shopping spree. You joined for more. And it's time for you to go freaking get it and tell other people that you're going to get it and invite other people to go get it with you and get their own slice of the pie. Get their own slice of the pie. And you're going to look back 3 months later in time. You're going to look back at the end of December and be like, I am so thankful that I sent that next message. I am so thankful on those days where I didn't feel like my best self. I showed up anyways because I get to look at all these people who I brought along with me, and they're thanking me that they can pay cash for Christmas. They're thanking me that they can go into the new year and really make an impact on the people around them too. They're going to be thanking you, and you're going to look around and go, wow, the things that I thought were hard, I rocked. The things that I thought I wouldn't be able to overcome, I did. And I'm not as shy as I think. I'm not as incapable as I thought. You'll start to get a little strut in your step because you'll feel yourself being confident and seeing those results. But does it take putting your head down and not seeing those results right away? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's the faith of knowing that we would not lead you into something to lead you astray to not have success. Success is a mindset. Success is your heart and your spirit. But as far as we're here to make money, let's be super honest. And I would rather help 10 people join the business and help them gather their customers and promote to the rank of Ruby and help them change their life than just sign up all 10 of them for a bottle of Thermophyte X. That's impact. That's ripple effect. And that's what we're here to do. So, is there anything else you would like to say, Amanda?
Yeah, again, I'm just going to reiterate the things that I do for those who hopped on a little bit later. I utilize Host to Post. I utilize posting my story every single day, a different part of my story, because somebody new is going to see it, and somebody is going to relate to something different that I added in that they maybe have read my story 10 times before, but I shared something different, and that piece is what resonated with them. And then asking your loyal customers to be distributors, asking those LCs right when you put in that order, upsell them to a distributor. They can make extra cash while still using the products. And then Host to Post, definitely do Host to Post PDTs. So posting, messaging, asking, Host to Post, I think I covered them. And then I do want to say this. I want to challenge all of you that are on here, okay? This whole month, you are going to work every single day like you already hit your promotion, like you are already where you want to be. You're already an Ambassador Diamond. Do the work every day like you're already right there. Because you know what? You're going to grow so freaking much on just mindset-wise, let alone, losing light here, sitting in the truck. But you guys, definitely work like you've already hit that promotion. Shout it out that you are working every single day. Shout it out that you are growing every single day. Shout it out that you wrote down all your journals and you're doing self-development every day, that you're reading a book, that you're talking to customers, that you're talking to 25 people, that you're on a working Zoom. Talk and act and work like you're already an Ambassador Diamond. And before you know it, you're going to start ranking up. So work like you're already there, because soon enough, you're going to be there.
Will be, exactly. And the feelings, I think we wait for the feeling to feel like right before we're like, oh yeah, like I'm feeling it now. Now I can do the thing. The feeling comes after you do the thing. During the thing, it's again, trusting the tribulation to mold you into that thing. And I was going to say something else in my mind, totally freaking spaced, but this has been amazing. I am so thankful that you chose to carve out this time. Oh, I remember now. Carve out this time to be here. Carving out time. The by far most two crucial aspects, I truly believe, to building your business is posting and asking and messaging, getting that follow-up in and getting that first message in. So I want to encourage you. You set your intentions, you set your goals, you've got the tips, the tricks, the tools, right? The confidence. Now you're probably feeling super capable. I want to really encourage you to carve out 2 30-minute pockets in your day. 2 30-minute pockets that you are solely going to dedicate to sending out messages. You're not going to focus on the scroll. You're not going to focus on what's that perfect story that I can get up? What's that perfect little nugget I can go get from a team page, or scrounging around for, the right things or the right mood. 30 minutes, 2 pockets, sending out messages. When you first get in the rhythm, you're going to be like, okay, I only got 5 messages out in that 30 minutes. That next 30 minutes, you're going to be like, you know what? I really need to get more in this 30. I really need to make this 30 count. And you're going to do more. And that next day, maybe that's 30 minutes before you get your kiddo ready for school. Maybe that's 30 minutes while you're standing in the kitchen cooking breakfast. You can copy and paste some messages out. You can follow up with people who've made Host to Post for you. You can talk to some of those customers and let them know, hey, by the way, if you wanted to upgrade to a distributor, you totally could, right? Making that follow up, whatever it may be. 30-minute pockets. And again, you can send messages standing in the kitchen cooking dinner. You can send out messages when you get into the car, when you just loaded your groceries and you got 3 minutes before you crank it and you get out. You can send out a couple messages, and you're going to look back at your day and be like, wow, I got a lot done. And then once you're done with your day, I want to finalize that key with keeping up with the people that you talk to. Because you're going to talk to a lot of people, because you're positioning yourself for more and you're hungry for it, and you're going to be helping people. And again, you're positioning yourself for more. Don't come to the table without your fork. Get your notebook, and at the end of your evening, go back through your messenger, go back through your Instagram, and see who responded to you. Write their name down, write DT, write LC, write sample, write what they did, so that you can take a bird's eye view and go back and follow up with people. If someone said, hey, I'll have the money next, when you're like, oh, you don't have the money? Okay, when you get paid, when are you gonna be able to do it? Oh, next Friday. Hey, Siri, will you remind me next Friday to follow up with Susie Q? Set those reminders, but come to the table with your forks. Don't put all this work in and then not have, like, I'm not asking you to be super organized, super structured, but a little preparation is key. Having a place where you can keep things down. I am a squirrel brain. I keep a stack of sticky notes on my desk. You can, if I pull this down, I've got sticky notes upon sticky notes everywhere, because I just get so squirrely. I forget things. I've got to paste them all over the place. Whatever works for you, sister, do it. Whatever works best for you. So I'm going to close out with one more thing. Get really close to your vision, you guys. Get really close to why you're doing this. Take some time. Type it out. I'm doing this because of such and such and such and such. And in 3 months from now, I'm going to be such and such and such and such. In 1 year from now, I'm going to be such and such and such and such. And I'm doing this because I don't want my baby to have to go to daycare. I'm doing this because I don't want to have to miss out on moments. I'm doing this because I'm not going to go to the grocery store another time and have to use that calculator. I'm doing, you know, whatever it is for you, get super close to it, because it's those days where maybe you don't always feel up for it, because it happens to all of us, or we just don't feel like it. But get close to that vision, and you can start your day reading why you're here, why you're fighting, why you're sharing, why you're posting, why you're sending that just one more message, why you're sending that next just one more message, why you're making a sandwich in the kitchen. You're making that 5 minutes count for you too, because that's that important to you. Okay, I appreciate you guys so much for your time tonight. I know we took a good bit of your time away from your families, away from your business, to pour into you, but I cannot thank you enough. And I just know that this is going to help you go so far and give you the confidence to just know that this is nothing no special. It's just applying little bits of skill and doing it over and over and over again. You have everything inside of you to do more than just what you think is okay for you, the great stuff, the big stuff. All right. I love you guys, and thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Thank you.